Chapter 5. With the legal and economic systems set up, and the colony populated with these Huguenot businesses, how did this corporate enterprise fare? A key variable impacting the situation was the fact of distance and time, as in 60 sailing days across the perilous Atlantic. This distance diminished the proprietor's ability to apply military force to the situation. For example, in Carolina in 1677, only 12 years since the charter, a group of businesses led Culpeper's rebellion to forcibly remove the proprietor's agents in the governor's office. They actually took the men hostage and shipped them back to London, along with written pleas for change to the king. Besides the challenges of the upstart colonists, the proprietors had to defend their territory against the original tribes, who were becoming uneasy with this influx of Europeans. To ensure control of the military defense, one proprietor sent his cousin, Governor Charles Craven, to manage his holdings in Carolina in 1711. He played a huge military role in preventing the collapse of the colony in the face of the allied tribes, the Tuscaroras and the Yamasee. His critical strategic move was to convince the Cherokees to ally with the South Carolina colonial government against these tribes. The Cherokees became the military muscle that protected the fledgling colony. The Cherokee were paid with weapons and a monopoly trade of their furs to the colony. For the Cherokee, deals that were profitable in the near term turned unfortunate in the long term. The U.S. government used General Andrew Jackson, a future president, to militarily drive the Cherokee out of Georgia and the Carolinas in the 1820s. The businesses sparred with the proprietors over the first 30 years and lobbied the king's office to counterbalance the proprietors of Parliament. For example, the British Board of Trade agreed to split the Carolina colonies, and eventually the crown prohibited land seizures by the colonial governor's office. After about 50 years of struggle and unprofitable turmoil for the colonists, in December 1719, the South Carolinians revolted against the proprietary regime and asked the crown to take direct control of the colony. A provisional royal governor arrived and over 8 years negotiated a sale of the colony back to the crown. 7 of the 8 proprietor families sold their ownership of Carolina. The proprietors, who had been favorites of the previous ruling Catholic family, the Stuarts, had to negotiate this sale to a different ruling family of England, the German House of Hanover, one of the 2 powerful Protestant electorates of the Holy Roman Empire. Protestant Parliament and the powerful Holy Roman Emperor collaborated to make this family the rulers of Great Britain in 1714. And 3 years later, their King George I forced these proprietors to sell at 0 capital gains. This served the goals of the Protestant Huguenots that had come to the colony and formed the majority of the population and its business leaders. These former Protestant refugees finally had control of valuable real estate thanks to the protection of a very powerful German king that intended to strengthen the Protestant international trade network against the Catholic rivals. The era of the Lords Proprietors of America, for the most part, ended. They never put the full force of their military into it, or paid to settle the colony with European masses during this window of opportunity. Perhaps the proprietors had better near-term investment opportunities, such as the slaver Royal African Company and the British East India Company, which had 200,000, mostly non-British military mercenaries at its disposal. The company issued stock and got bank loans to buy the mercenaries, with which to invade India in order to establish a market of Indian ports in which to exchange goods, free of tariffs or Catholic competitors. This concludes Chapter 5. Join me next time as we delve into the personal details of one Lord Proprietor, Sir William Craven.